What's up, everybody? Michael Silva here. You're watching episode 21 of the Weekly Scan.
The Weekly Scan.
The Weekly Scan is all about finding opportunities in the stock market for the weeks ahead. In today's episode, we're going to be using technical analysis to review 8 different stocks. I'm going to walk you through support, resistance, patterns, and how I would go about trading these stocks. Now, as for a quick disclaimer, these videos are for entertainment and educational purposes only. Everything that you see in here is not a recommendation. Once again, it is just my opinion. Now, another very important thing that I would like to call out is we are going through earnings season right now. So a lot of volatility will be taking place in the markets this next week. We have Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Boeing, Exxon, all reporting earnings. So you can expect some pretty significant moves. Not to mention the Fed will be wrapping up its 2-day FOMC meeting as well. We also have big pharma. We have Pfizer coming out with their earnings, so keep an eye out on these biotechs and pretty much all the way around just the market as a whole. If you do not have experience trading during an earnings season or earnings week, especially like the one we're coming up against, these type of trading weeks, you'd be better off just kind of stepping back and watching from the sidelines to see how they play out. Me personally, I will be waiting from the sidelines because there's been a lot of interesting things happening in the stock market. All right, with all that said, let's go ahead and hop into today's Weekly Scan. All right, welcome to the computer. We are now going to go over 8 different stock charts. The first one we're going to be going over is ticker symbol BA. This is Boeing. Now, Boeing is going to be reporting earnings. I believe it's July 29th. So I'm really here just waiting for some sort of confirmation of where the market decides to move the stock price before actually executing a trade. What I see here going on the chart is the price of Boeing really tightly coiling up in, I would say, a symmetrical triangle. Now, the symmetrical triangle has been placed in somewhat bullish context. You had this kind of big run up in here, and then you have many pivot points within the inside of this symmetrical triangle. So it does look like, depending on which way that this stock decides to break after earnings, there could be a continuation of momentum. Now, if the stock price breaks above this trend line, the upper trend line, I would say a good target would be right here at about $220. So if we do get a break above this trend line, it does seem like the price wants to head higher to this 220 and potentially more after that point if we can get through it. Now, if we see a breakdown, it's going to fall below the 50-period moving average, and I would say that it can come down pretty significantly, probably more to this $120 range. So it's anybody's bet at this particular point in time. The price is still above the 50-period moving average, but me personally, I would just kind of wait a little bit just to see what happens on earnings day versus just jumping in beforehand. If you know how to do earnings plays and you trade earnings before, by all means, then use your way of trading. Me personally, like I said, I'm just going to kind of wait this one out next week to see which way it's going to start moving and then trade accordingly. Let's hop to the next one. Here is ticker symbol GSV. This is Gold Standard Ventures. I actually called this one out on my special edition weekly scan back here in June, and I'm bringing it back up to the attention because we did have a nice big run up and then kind of got held up here at about 92 cents. And what I'm seeing right now take place is the stock price has been kind of pulling back, and it came down into the 50-period moving average. And it looks like it's finding some support here at that 76 cents mark, which is the 50-period moving average. The next candle that formed, which was just last trading day, it was another doji candle, but it was an inside trading day. So I'm thinking this might be a potential good opportunity to play a move to the upside if we get a continuation. The reason why I like this is it makes up for a good risk versus reward trade. There's clearly a lot of support here at this 80-cent range. As you can see, when it broke above it, it pulled back and came back, and then it broke through it. And then the price has been kind of opening and closing in that same exact area with these indecision candles. What I'm waiting for is a break above this 81 cents, and that would be a good potentially entry into a move to the upside. And then I would say a good target would be right here at about 88 cents. And as far as a stop loss, I would just say you can have a stop loss right below 78 cents right here. So you'd be risking, this much right here, potentially that much, potentially even higher. Now, I am a big bull right now of the gold miners and gold and silver, so these type of trades I really like, but I would have to wait for some sort of confirmation of a move to the upside, and then if it does break below this wick or potentially even this wick down here, which was 76 cents, the 50-period moving average, that blue line, if it breaks below that, then I'd probably just be out of the position. All right, let's go to the next one. Here is ticker symbol CBAY, CBAY. It's eBay's arch nemesis. No, I'm just kidding. But basically what happened here is we saw a big, huge run up in volume, and it kind of trapped all these people in. So we had this big gap up. It looks like it was just an amazing day this day, right? But then people bought, and then the price came all the way back down and closed here. Then the next day, it gapped down, moved lower, but kind of bounced from that point. So what are we thinking that could potentially happen here? Well, this is not one of those chase it and then hope that it goes higher. You want to wait to see if you can get a pullback, and in order to find out where it could potentially bounce from, you need to look for an area of resistance. And this area right here, $3.90, does have history on the chart right here. It acted as resistance. Right here it acted as resistance. So what I'm thinking is if the price can come down here to this $3.99, it could potentially make for a good bounce and a continuation to the upside. Keep in mind, these are volatile stocks, so you want to have a tight stop loss so you don't lose a lot of money if it were to break down and just head lower. All right, let's move on to the next one. Here is ticker symbol ABUS. This came up as the #1 on my dark money scan that I went over. I'll have a link in the description below if you want to learn how to do the dark money scan. It's very simple. This is what I kind of see happening here on this. It was a big, huge day on volume, and it gapped way up, moved higher, and then trapped all these people in just all the way down to here. So there's a lot of downwards momentum taking place right now in this previous candle. So if we're patient, we might be able to pick up some shares here around $3, and we might see a bounce from that point. So this is one of those set an alert for if the price comes down to $3.01, and if it comes down, you can get some shares, have a tight stop loss, and hopefully we see a bounce from that point. If we do get a bounce from that point, I mean, this target right here of $4.96 where this close was, or $4.95, whatever you want to call it, that would make a lot of sense for the price to come down here and retest that level and even potentially move higher from that point. And we're talking from $3 up to $5. That's a big percentage point move. All right, let's hop on to the next chart. Here is ticker symbol RGLS. Now, this one is on the weekly time frame. I'm not doing this on the daily time frame, so this is a little bit longer term of a hold. But I wanted to just kind of point out this kind of cup and handle forming. I've been noticing quite a bit of cup and handles forming in the stock market as of recently. AMD just broke out of a long-term cup and handle that we mentioned on previous weekly scans, and we saw this huge run up, about 16% in a single day. Now, AMD's context was a lot more bullish than RGLS, so keep that in mind. But what I see here is a lot of resistance right around $1. So if we can get a break above $1, I feel like this stock can potentially move significantly higher. As you can see, when we do get those squeezes above that area, notice how it came up all the way up here to $1.80. So if we do get that break above, I think that we might be able to see a continuation to the upside. Overall, though, if you scope way out of this chart, it doesn't look like it's in the most bullish of context. So have a tight stop loss. I personally would wait for a break above $1 and then start trading it from that point. So once it breaks above the dollar point, so $1.05, $1.01, I would enter in, then I would have a stop loss below the dollar, like 95 cents or something like that, and then I would hope for a continuation to the upside on that break. Another good thing that I like going on right now is the accumulation of a lot more volume these past 5 or 6 weeks. So we have big volume weeks taking place. So if we see some continuation to the upside on volume, that might be a good representation that we'll see a break above $1. But that's how I would play it. I would wait for the break above. Now, if you wanted to speculate and just get in right now at 83 cents or wherever it opens up on Monday, you can technically do that, but just have a tight stop loss, at 65 cents or 68 cents, because it's very possible that it might just continue to break down. All right, let's hop on to the next one. Here is ticker symbol AG. Now, this was in my previous weekly scan and also my special edition, I believe. And I did catch a breakout here during my small account challenge. So just so you know, I am currently in a position here, not a big position. I only have 2 contracts left. I sold 6 of my 8 contracts on this huge run-up day. But what I like to see here is this kind of contraction. So we have inside trading days taking place. So when there's some sort of contraction like this, typically it can lead to some sort of an expansion. So what we see here is a nice run-up, and then we kind of have this flag forming like this. So we might see here in the next couple of days a breakout to the upside. How would I trade this? Well, me personally, I would wait for a break above $14. So I would enter in right around there, $14 or $14.01. and I would have a stop loss below the low of this small little candle, which I would just say it's 13 cents or $13. So I would probably have it at $12.98. So I'd have my stop loss right here, and I would enter in at $14, and I would continually move my stop loss up as every candle forms thereafter. I would just have it at the low of the remaining candles. So if I did catch the breakout, cool, and then I would just technically move my stop loss up to this candle, the bottom of this candle, and then once the next candle forms, I'd have it at the bottom of that, and so forth on the breakout of $14. All right, let's move to the next one. Here's ticker symbol AUY, Yamana Gold. Now, I really like this setup too as well. It just recently, I would say, broke out of a pretty significant area, this $5.75 range. Boom. Now, what I really like about this setup is, well, one, silver and gold have been breaking out to the upside, but yet this hasn't really broken out too significantly much. So you might be able to still get in early before a larger move to the upside on this particular stock. Now, Friday's trading day was a very good day. It was up 8%. But we've seen moves in silver and gold continue on from this. Now, this would technically be chasing it. So if we can get a pullback around $6, I would like that a little bit more. Or if you really wanted to be conservative, wait for a pullback around the $5.75 mark. That would even be better. But we got to kind of play it by ear and see where this opens up on Monday. Another thing to take note is it was in an ascending triangle pattern, and then we just got that kind of breakout and then retest and then move higher. So this could be just the start of a larger move altogether. All right, let's go to the last stock. Here's ticker symbol SRDX, and this looks like it just recently made a breakout as well. So right here at about $46, this price has kind of been just on a run up and then kind of formed this cup and then this handle right here. And now we just got the breakout above 46, and it looks like the last trading day came back to retest that area. Now, what's really nice about that retest, it happened on low volume, but the breakout happened on really significant volume here. So this could be the early sign of a continuation of a more dramatic move to the upside. Me personally, how would I play this? Well, I would like to pick up shares a little bit lower. Now, this is a volatile stock, so always keep that in mind. It moves very quickly. So I would like to pull up shares down here more, and then I would just have a tight stop loss underneath this previous trading day's candle. So the low of that day was 45.38. So I would probably have it at 45.29 just to be safe. So I'd have it right down there, and then I would want to enter in shares here. And then as trading days continue to progress and the breakout continues, I would then move my stop loss up as time went. That is all I have for you on this week's weekly scan. See you next week.